Hello, everybody. Welcome to Slogans Rock and Metal Extravaganza. We're here today to continue our Michael Schenker series. So today we are on Walk on Water, UFO reunion. Very short-lived reunion. In '93, he rejoined UFO and co-wrote nearly almost all of his album with Phil Mogg for Walk on Water, which came out in '95, and toured with them briefly. Initially, only came out in Japan in '95. And then it got re-released everywhere else in 1997. So joining me for this, as always, we got Brian, Christina, and Danny. Logan will be with us shortly, so we're gonna go around how we're pictured here. So this came out April 14th, 1995 in Japan, recorded in Rumbo Recorders Studio, L.A. Zero Corporation label, so it was on the it's actually a Japanese label. I looked that up. Produced by Ron Nevison, who's actually a pretty famous producer. He did Quadrophenia, he did Bad Company's debut, did Meatloaf, The Baby, Zeppelin, Ozzy, MSG, Survivor, Jefferson Starship, Thin Lizzy, Kiss, Europe, Chicago, Grant Funk, Heart, and Damn Yankees. And yeah, so this guy's been around. So they had the big name producer too on there. Got 11 songs, kind of 10 are songs. And then on the Japanese version, there's this message for Japan, which is basically like the band members talking, I guess, to the people who bought the album, which we're going to just play at the end, actually, just for people to hear it. And it was reissued with bonus tracks, but we didn't include that because they're actually not UFO songs. So the bonus tracks they gave you were, one of them is from the album Moog Way. So Pete Way and Phil Moog from UFO did an album together under the name Moog Way. So that was included as a bonus track on here. I Will Be There by Michael Schenker Group is included as a bonus track, which is actually from his next album that we haven't talked about yet. And then Public Enemy #1, which is from the Paul Raymond Project. So they included these bonus tracks from got other bands that these guys were in when they re-released this, so it's kind of interesting. But so we're just gonna go track at a time, like as we always do. So Self-Made Man is the first song. So what's your thoughts on that one, Brian?
Yeah, when you said the producer, I didn't put two and two together. I recognized the name, but yeah, this album sounds like Bad Company, Bad English. It has all of those swirls, you know what I mean, from that
Okay.
decade. It does sound like everything. So that that's the production's great, but there's just not enough meat on the bone for me here. But yeah, Self-Made Man, I really liked it. It's got that nice chug riff. It's got the poppy chorus. So now I kind of realized that I was going back to that. What's that?
Bad
What's
Bunny.
that one I didn't like? The Huff and Puff.
Contraband.
No, Built for Destruction.
Oh, Built
So
to
I'm thinking we're gonna
Destroy.
get more of that, and then I noticed that we had
No.
some keyboards already off the top. So I was like, we'll see where they go with that, which I really kind of like. But yeah, like the chug on this, the tone, it was like they were listening to like King's X, or they were listening to like Megadeth or something for that heavy chug. But I think the song is pretty good. I didn't pick it as my favorite.
Cool. Christina, your thoughts on Self-Made Man?
Well, I thought it was an aggressive opener. I wrote down that it had a grungy, heavy riff.
Yep.
And self-destruction in a day. A dog eat dog.
Uh-oh.
That's like the lyrics. And he'll say, "I'll take great pride and pleasure in your misery," for an example. And that's about it.
Okay. All right.
Cynical attitude.
Yeah.
Self-made.
Well, Phil definitely had some interesting lyrics, but that's for sure. Danny, your thoughts on the first song here?
Yeah, it's a medium tempo rocker. I thought the verses were cool, and the choruses were memorable. And in my notes, I've got I wish Michael would have stuck more to this than the MSG stuff. I mean, yeah, This was more like the UFO of old, just a little bit fatter sounding.
Yeah.
Right. Updated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the MSG stuff is hit or miss after me. For that first album is amazing, the first couple, and then the Macaulay Schenker stuff. It's just I don't know. His voice is great, but the music itself is just kind of it's good music, just not wow. It doesn't wow you, right? It's like I don't know. And it's a shame because I think out of all the Macaulay Schenker stuff, I think we all like the acoustic stuff better than the actual albums.
Yeah.
It's like we all had our highlights off of those albums, but for the most part, it's just. None of it was bad music. It was just kind of it's there. It's just kind of there, right?
There's something off about it. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
know. Gelled.
Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, I got so much notes for this. So yeah, I put starts off with a catchy, heavy riff, and as soon as I heard that riff, I recognized it. So I actually spent time. I was trying to like think in my head, what does this remind me of? Because I know I've heard this riff somewhere before. I did end up finding it. I was like checking a few different bands that I could narrow it down to, and I actually found the exact song. So yeah, it sounds like a riff that's in a song by the Canadian band Anvil, of all bands. There's actually a song called 925, and during the chorus where he sings 925, that riff is in there. It sounds a lot like it. And then yeah, it starts off with that riff, that doom doom doom. It's got like this and yeah, so before going into the main riff from this, to me, sounds very Alice in Chains. Specifically almost Man in the Box, but more up-tempo. Which kind of makes sense. Like, this came out in 95, so it kind of has that 90s feel with a mix of that classic 70s sound, which Alice in Chains kind of did anyways. But yeah, it slows down a bit during the pre-chorus, where, this part here, during the pre-chorus or bridge, where Phil sings the line, if the very thought makes you shiver, as soon as I heard that, reminded me of the line in American Pie that goes, but February made me shiver. The melody is there too. The lyrics and the melody. I know for a fact Phil Mogg was like into the whole singer-songwriter kind of guys as well, so I'm sure there's some influence there. To me, as soon as I heard that line, I'm like, what? This sounds familiar. And even the lyric, it ends with the word shiver too. So that part really reminds me of that part of American Pie. But yeah, and then Michael takes a short lead break at about 2.5 minutes in, which that part kind of reminds me a little bit of like the Iron Maiden stuff that they were doing like in the 2000s, like the more newer stuff. And then it goes into more Alice in Chains style riffing, as some leads underneath it. Even the leads kind of have this Alice in Chains feel before going back to the main riff. Song drags on a little bit. It's kind of long for what it is. I don't think they should have gone back to the verses and chorus after that part that I just mentioned. I think they should have. There's a solo at the end. I think that should have just continued on the first solo. They should have just done this long instead of they go back into like the chorus, kind of drags the song on a little bit, then goes back to like a solo at the end. But that's just a minor thing. Other than that, I think it's a great song to open up the album. It has all these familiars to other songs that I like, but it still works well regardless. So I do think it's actually a very strong opener. And then that second song here is called Venus. So what's your thought on this one, Brian? Venus.
Yeah, it's a medium pace. I thought it was a pop ballad, but it actually kind of it starts improving a little bit towards the end. It's got a nice solo section in it, but the song didn't do anything for me. I didn't pick it, but it was a nice song. It was for the second song to kind of take it down after coming off the first song. I was thinking you'd have something either faster or you know what I mean, building up momentum for like the third or the fourth song. But no, they kind of threw it at you, which is good because it kind of gets it out of the way for the rest of the album. So you're not looking for that ballad. You're not like, where is it? Right. Where is it? Yeah. I thought it was nice. It was I didn't think it was terrible at all.
Cool. Christina.
I thought it was kind of a dark ballad. It had that classic rock sound with like melancholic mid-tempo, spacey kind of feel.
Yeah.
Lyrical theme was destructive, addictive, relationships, Venus, the goddess of love in the lyrics. Features a Raymond B. Well, all of it features the Raymond B. Hammond organ, which
Yeah.
complements the guitar on it. And I thought the intro sounded like Deep Purple
Yeah, I can hear that
a little bit.
a
Yeah.
little. Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
That's
Yeah.
not my favorite. I'll tell you one of my favorite is.
But I think Paul Raymond is a pretty good, decent keyboard player and rhythm guitar player too.
Yeah.
Like he does a lot of good riffs while Michael's doing like the solos and stuff. But yeah, and I think that's why they kept Paul Raymond around as a second guy, right? So you give it fuller sound live. So
I
yeah,
like that.
especially
He
with
got back to the original
especially with some
format.
of these songs with one guitar player, you'd be missing a lot because there's these riffs great still going during the solos, and you need that live. So, but yeah. So Danny, what's your thoughts on Venus?
It's a slow to medium tempo rocker. Once again, the verses were great. The choruses were memorable, and the bridge the bridge is beautiful. Michael played a gorgeous melodic solo after the bridge. One more verse and chorus off to the outro where Michael shines even more. So, you know, the song structure is a typical song. I really enjoyed. I wish Michael would have cut loose more on the album, but his tone on the whole album is killing someone. It's just
It's always had a good tone. Like
yeah, it's just amazing. I love his sound on this album more than any album I've heard him on so far.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So when I first heard this, that little key, you said Deep Purple, but that little
Beep, 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 beep.
that little keyboard thing at the beginning, I heard that and I'm like, uh-oh, is this going to go into Walk of Life by Dire Straits? Because that's kind of what it reminds me of. And I do not like that song. I'm sorry if anyone likes that song. I don't like that song at all. But yeah, I was like, uh-oh, it's going to go into Walk of Life. But no, after that, it goes into like a catchy riff with Michael playing some melodic leads. There's some acoustic playing underneath it as all. I'm assuming that might be Paul Raymond doing the acoustic stuff. I'm not sure because they do have him playing guitar and keyboards, so I'm not sure if in the studio he was doing the acoustic. But yeah, there's some acoustic playing underneath it, so that kind of adds to the catchiness of it. Again, Michael takes another melodic solo, nothing super fancy, but it suits a song like this. Just kind of plays for the song. Song ends with more soloing, but the solo at the end almost sounds similar to the same solo that he had already just did, so it's kind of repetitive because it kind of has that same feel and sound. Overall, I think it's a decent song. Doesn't wow me at all, but I think it's a decent song. But yeah, so that brings us to God. We're going through this so quickly. Where's Logan? Push to the Limit. So Brian, what's your thoughts on Push to the Limit?
Yeah, I was happy to have the keys, back in the UF. I liked it. Like I said, I mentioned it earlier. I don't know if you were talking, but I liked having the original drummer back. Andy. I liked having him back, and I was really expecting like big drum sounds and stuff. And you get it on this. You get a really good big drum production and the limits and the gates and all that. It's got a really nice solo on it. Of course, the solos throughout are fantastic when he's doing them, right? Because sometimes it's just noise, or it's a little noodle, or it's just a little squelch or something, right? But yeah, even the end of it kind of goes on a tangent because it's that verse chorus, then it goes into like a break, and then it goes on to like a bridge, then it goes into another solo, then it goes into like a whole different kind of bridge, and then it fades out. So that kind of really threw me off, but it was they mixed it up on this one, so I enjoyed it just for that fact.
Okay.
I didn't pick it.
All right, I'm checking to see when Logan's. He hasn't seen my message yet with the link. Hopefully he's on time. He'll end up having to do the whole album by himself all at once, but that's all right. So we got so Push to the Limit. So Christina, what's your thoughts on that one?
Well, this one is my favorite.
Okay.
High energy, grinding guitar, defiant lyrics about refusing to stand down despite age or advice. See, the lyrics meant a lot to me in this one. Written by Phil and Michael. It's getting older and refusing to live a quiet sedentary life. I'm just not ready for The shade of an old oak tree for the lyrics, and kiss my ass, I'm still alive.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that part was
So,
kind of amusing. Hearing Phil sing "Kiss My Ass, I'm Still Alive," but yeah,
and the instruments seem to all work together to create
yeah,
a, a pushed feel throughout the whole song. You know,
yeah.
I liked it. That's my favorite one.
Cool, Danny.
It's faster mid-tempo tune. I like the verses are really strong. The chorus is memorable. It has a very cool bridge in it, and Michael takes a solo after the bridge. The bridge happens twice. He takes a solo after both. Uh, I mean, it's a good song. Definitely a good song. I just wish Michael would have done a little bit more.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, I got yeah, I didn't write too much about this. Like this one's actually for me, this is one of the highlights of the album. Yeah, just a simple up-tempo rocker with some cool lead work halfway through the song. Also ends with some cool lead work in between the main riff of the song. Just like a great, fun, high-energy rocker. There's really not too much to say about it, but yeah, it's just this really fast, up-tempo, like fun rock song, right? With Michael doing some good solos. So then we get to "Stopped by a Bullet of Love" in brackets. So yeah, what's your thoughts on this one, Brian?
Yeah, stop by. Yeah, I thought it was good. Um, it's this one's got some heavy groove on it, so it's a nice medium rocker. But it's groovy. It's they did a really good job. The solo on this is great, and it's got a great breakdown in it that I really enjoyed. I didn't pick it, but yeah, the lyrics are pretty good. The lyrics aren't overly saturated with party time, girl, that kind of
Poison
thing. Like,
lyrics.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, but yeah, there is a lot of acoustic kind of underneath going
Yeah,
throughout these songs that I noticed, and yeah, I was always trying to figure out if it was Michael or if it was the other guy. But
yeah,
that's the only
yeah,
perplexity I got out of it.
yeah. Not sure. I mean, because it says Paul Ramis credited as rhythm, so it's just like Michael's got to be doing something too. Like when there's no leads, he's not just gonna not play on it. Like they're
Right.
probably both doing the rhythm maybe, and then when there's the leads, it's just Paul. I would assume, but yeah,
Okay.
I don't know. But
Hmm.
yeah, Christina, what's your thoughts on that
I thought, like he said, there's an acoustic guitar riff there that's really good, and the keys fill in the spaces, and Michael's solo is slashing. I thought that's really good solo, and the lyrics they have references to Arizona Willie Nelson and Jimi Hendrix. That's about all I wrote for that one.
Cool,
Hmm.
Danny.
Um, yeah, it's a mid-tempo rocker. The verses were catchy. The chorus is good, but not as I didn't think as good as the verses. Michael breaks out his wah wah in this one. It's in the solo, and it he's really got his tone is just so good. Uh, Overall, I'm going to repeat myself. His solo sound on this album and his rhythm sound is better than anything that he's done up to this point for me. I love it. I love his sound on this album. He must have switched pickups or maybe he switched amps. I don't know which, or
Yeah.
maybe both. But yeah, I thought the outro solo was really good, really sweet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So this is where, yeah, this song I put doesn't do much for me other than Michael soloing, which may be his best on the album, but the rest of the song itself doesn't really do much for me. I find it repetitive. I don't know. It's only 4 minutes, only 4.5 minutes long, but it almost seems like 7 to me. I don't know. Again, aside from Michael soloing, just the main melody and chorus, I don't know, just doesn't do it for me. But honestly, this is a song where I just skip to the parts where Michael is doing a solo. So it's just like that's kind of how I think about that song personally. But yeah, it's all right. Then we get to Logan should be joining us soon. He's there in the chat. Darker Days. So that's the next one. Brian, what's your thoughts on Darker Days?
Yeah, I was expecting something a little morbid and maybe a little heavy. I was thinking, and then it's a poppy rocker with keyboards in it. So
Yeah.
it was good. Again, more with that underlying acoustic guitar stuff, but didn't do anything for me. I didn't pick it.
Okay. Christina.
I thought I had a pulsating riff, a melodic minor key bridge, great guitar solos, gritty vocals, solid rhythm on the bass and drums. The lyrics, Michael's religious theme, "Walk on Water," uh, walking on walking on water, walking on the mountain. I got no whiskey in my veins.
That's perfect. We're doing Walk on Water, and we got Jesus joining us today. We got Brian. No, I'm kidding. And me. I kind of got the.
Jesus. This guy.
I'm Jesus after he shaved. No, yeah. All right. Danny, what's your thoughts on oh my God, what song? Darker Days.
Mid-tempo rocker.
Yeah.
The verses are memorable. The chorus, I think the chorus brings the experience of the song up a notch. It's the bridge. I have the bridge is really killer. The solo is just kind of meh. It's a typical Michael solo. It's melodic and simple. So I wish he would have burned on it, but I like the song.
Okay. Yeah. It's another song that I have a hard time remembering and would just skip to the parts with Michael's solos. Even the solos on this don't really wow me until the very ending, but it fades out really quickly at the end. Just, yeah. Song doesn't do much for me, but again, I kind of like the solos, even though they're not like this, no wow factor to them, like Danny said, but they're all right. This again sounds like kind of the typical solo, but yeah. So then that brings us to Running on Empty, and no, it's not a cover of what's his name, Jackson Brown. Jackson Brown. It's not that song, not that Running on Empty. So yeah, Brian, what's your thoughts on that one?
All right, yeah, this one stuck out because it's got that Way Cool Jr. kind of like that blues shuffle
Way Cool
that's got
Jr.
on it. Even the drums, everything about it is almost like you tried to clone it, you know. But
Need to throw a brass section in there. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was great. It's got a nice blues groove. It's got the acoustic solo through it, which I thought was good. I don't know, playing a solo on acoustic, that's gotta suck. You know, you got everything's right there. It's all bare bone right there. You make a mistake, you're gonna hear it. But the solo goes to electric, so I think it redeemed itself towards the end of the song. Yeah, I thought for what it was, it's completely different than anything else on the album. So that one kind of really sticks out for like I don't understand why that didn't get on the radio. And the other one too that I thought could have been like a radio hit would have been that Push to the Limit. You could have heard that on the radio easy.
The problem is this was only released in Japan in '95. When they re-released it 2 years later, he was already like not. Yeah. But yeah, it's Christy. Well, he was actually back with UFO again in '97. He was just all over. He was out of the band like 4 or 5 times. It was crazy. But yeah.
Wow.
So Christina, what's your thoughts on this next one?
I thought it was high octane, hard rocking, strong, angry vocals. The guitar, the acoustic and electric, I thought were really good together. The lyrics were like cynical again on relationships, like entrapment of
Phil and Moog, or Phil and Michael, yeah.
Desire for freedom. That's not how I wrote that one.
Yeah. Yes, Phil and Michael were always getting into it. I think Michael got around fine with the rest of them, but him and Phil did not. Yeah, they tried it so many times and just kept failing. It's just like they couldn't not be in a band together, those two. But yeah, unfortunately, but it's a shame because yeah, we'll get to it later. The whole Message of Japan thing, but yeah, Danny, what's your thoughts on Running on Empty?
This one. If you were to just listen to the intro and go, no, I don't like that. I want to rock. Well, you just missed a good song because it starts off with the acoustic, but it's a rocking like a boogie shuffle. Great tune, great. The lyrics The lyrics, they were so. Michael plays tons of cool licks throughout the song. I mean, he's riffing here, riffing there. So I like the song a lot. The lyrics I'm not real keen on, but
Yeah.
it's cool.
Yeah.
It's a good song.
All right. I keep saying this right after you're like, this is a great song. Yeah, same as the last two songs. One doesn't do it much for me aside from Michael's solos again. But even the solos, they just start sounding all the same almost. It's like he's doing the same solos over and over again near the end of this album. It's just kind of hard to tell the solos apart. They just kind of seem similar to me. Maybe it's because they have the same sound, but like it's just they don't really. There's nothing really that stands. Like you listen to solos like these, they're not memorable solos. Like when you go hear like Rock Bottom or like Dr. Doc, like you can sing those solos. These are just kind of like they're good, but like just not memorable solos for me on this either. But yeah, that's my thoughts on that one. And then that brings us to Knock Knock, right? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Why did I put Knock on Knock? It's Knock Knock. All right, Knock Knock. So yeah, what's your thoughts on Knock Knock, Brian?
Yeah, this is the song I liked the best on the album.
Okay.
It was very fast. It's a fast rocker. I really liked it. It's got the pop keys to it, which I really liked. I think the riff structure and the chorus, I think, works great together. I think this is a really fantastic. This should have been on the radio, I think. But yeah, it's got a shredding solo in it, and yeah, I think he really takes his time with writing this one. I would say, but I just liked having the keyboards back. I don't know why. Not really a huge key guy. I am, but I'm not in certain situations. But in '95, you didn't want keys in your rock, you know.
It depends how it's
yeah.
used, right? Like Deep Purple without keys is not Deep Purple, right? It depends on how it's used for me as well. But yeah, Christina.
You're talking about Jesus. There's your Jesus. Live forever. Motorhead. Lemmy.
Oh, Christina, what's your thoughts on Knock Knock?
I thought that his guitar had like a logging feel sound to it, kind of like it had like that Spanish style in it. Am I right, Danny?
Yeah, I hear a little bit of a Spanish.
I don't hear it in that.
No.
I'm sorry.
Well, I'm hearing then. I don't know.
I know what you mean by that, but no, not really Spanish. But yeah, I know what you mean.
What is it then?
It's just it's a minor key. A lot of songs in minor keys do resemble the Spanish style because most of the Spanish style songs are in a minor key.
Okay, that must be what the ears hear, I guess.
Very well could be.
Yeah, I didn't write too much about that one. Sorry.
Okay.
It didn't catch me too good. I'm sorry.
Cool.
Yeah, this one I have a funny story to tell about. When I read Knock Knock, when I was a kid meaning 24, 25. I had a British guitar player who was one of my best buddies, and we used to get together every day and play guitar for several hours. And one day he comes over and in the afternoon instead of the morning, and he's real quiet and I said, what's wrong? He goes, I don't know. I spoke with my girlfriend's father.
Just kidding.
He goes, I said something wrong. I said, well, what'd you say? He said, I just called. I said, what time can I come round and knock her up? I said, knock her up?
What?
Knock her up? He said, yeah. I said, you don't know what that means in our English, do you?
Oh
He
my
said,
god.
no.
It's yeah. Oh my god, that's funny.
And so I told him, he goes, oh, his face turned like purple.
Oh,
And,
it turned deep purple. No.
Yeah. Do you want me to go over there with you? He goes, no. I can handle it.
That's funny.
It was funny.
That's hilarious. Oh my god.
The verbiage.
Over there, knock her up. She's probably like, what the hell? What?
Yeah, sorry.
Buy her dinner first, yeah.
I ain't gonna say that.
Oh, it's
Yeah, I'll
funny.
stick to that one.
Uh, Danny, I gotta get that. I wonder if I know. Did he ever record anything in a band that got released? Or I'm curious if he
My
did.
friend?
Yeah, if he's got any.
Released. That I don't know. I could ask him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be fun to have him on the show.
I know so much obscure music, so I'm curious if I've heard like his album before. So,
He's a great guy.
yeah.
He's a dear friend.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Oh,
can
that
ask
just swapped everybody. What the hell?
him.
All right, there.
Hey,
All right.
Hello.
knock,
Oh yeah,
knock,
you got to get into knock knock now.
We'll turn it over to.
Yeah.
And you could do knock knock, I guess. Then turn it over to Logan.
Yeah.
Knock knock. It's one of my favorite tunes on the album. It's an arena rock tune. The song is really simple but very catchy. The verses are very, and choruses are extremely memorable.
Yeah.
I just wish there was a great solo to go with it. And you have that beautiful tone that Michael's playing throughout this album. It's just screaming, please play a fucking solo. And it just didn't happen on this.
Oh, that's funny.
I
Oh,
still
yeah.
like the tune. I just wish
Yeah.
it was go with it.
Okay. All right, so I'll go on knock knock, and then Logan can do everything up to this point. So yeah. Of the songs of this album of at least new material, this one is probably my favorite. Kind of has this AC/DC feel with the main riff, and even the drum beat.
Yep.
It kind of reminds me. I'm like, what is this, AC/DC now? While it still keeps the overall general feel of the album though. I think there's a fun solo in this one halfway through. Yeah, it ends on a solo as well, but yeah, again, nothing fantastic, right? But like fun solos. I think they're going for the AC/DC sound with that in general. But yeah, that's all I have to say about Knock Knock. So we'll turn it over to Logan. He can do everything from Self-Made Man to Knock Knock.
So yeah, we're gonna be talking a while, huh? No, not really. I won't take up that much time. But yeah.
Well, please do.
We've only gone like half an hour. We got like 3 songs left.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. All right. So it starts with the Self-Made Man, the first track on the record, right? That was Phil and Michael co-write, which is cool to see that again, and the first time in a long time, right? And the first thing I kind of have to say about the whole album, I think it's really cool to hear everybody get back together, and I think they made a solid release. You can't really. I seen D-Rocker talk about this in the chat. You can't really compare this to the 70s stuff. It's kind of its own animal, I kind of think of this kind of like the 90s Deep Purple albums with Steve Morse. It kind of reminds me of that. It's got that kind of vibe to it, Just because Ian sounds a little bit older, and Phil's starting to sound a little bit older here too, because I think he's like 48, 47 around when he recorded this record. So, but yeah, I love the first track's really cool. Self-Made Man. I always like that one. Kind of starts with that darker kind of riff from Michael, which not really something he ever really did much. Kind of has like I don't really know the terminology, just like a heavier, darker style riff, I would say. And that kind of has a lot of changes in it. It's kind of long. I know I was talking to Sydney about it this week. I think they could have shaved a little bit off of it because, for an opener, I feel like you want to get in and kind of get out, because UFO always kind of did that back in the day. I mean, think about Too Hot to Handle or Natural Thing, or, all those songs were really 4 minutes long max, and, yeah, but I think it's cool for what it is. And I like the little changes in Michael's playing in it too. There's a lot of staccato kind of lines that he does when Phil's singing. There's a lot of melody on this too, which I guess Phil always kind of brought that to the band, but it's really interesting to hear it in a newer context, I would say. Yeah, I love the solos too. I think Michael does like 2 or 3 solos on this song, which if I was gonna like rearrange it, that's how I would kind of end it, on that second one, because then they kind of go back and start from the beginning, and it's kind of like they really need to do that. Probably not to me, really, but yeah, I think it's a fine song to start the record off. Great like storytelling lyrics from Phil, like always. So it's cool to hear that again. I thought. So yeah, we'll get into Venus, which is the second track, which I think might be the first song from the band to have like a Hammond in it, right? I don't remember them using Hammond organ too often in the
Yeah.
70s. They might have, but like
No, it was
to me,
more
I
just
always
it was more piano work, right? More just
yeah,
straight up
right.
piano. But yeah,
Yeah, I
Light,
always remember Paul Raymond just playing piano. So kind of
was
cool to
there
hear that sound.
lights
Lo-
out. Had a
love to love?
Oh
Did
yeah,
love
Lights
to
Out.
love?
Yeah,
Did love to
it
love have
might have,
Hammond?
might have. I
I'm
know
trying to
Lights
think of
Out
that.
did.
If
When
that,
Danny said
yeah,
that, I thought about
yeah,
that. Yeah.
yeah,
So there's a couple times they did, but
yeah,
you know,
Mhm.
kind of more prominent in this because that's like the first thing you hear when that
Yeah.
song starts.
yeah.
You know,
No.
it's kind of more of a love lyric from Phil kind of thing going on, which I thought was interesting. And this is the first song of the album to kind of show off the acoustic side of things, which I'm sure you guys talked about with some of these other
Yeah.
tracks, which you know wasn't something that was. They did a couple acoustic songs on every album back in the early '70s, but you know it's a little different here. I'd say Michael's taken some of that acoustic kind of elements that we talked about last time and bringing it to UFO, which I thought was interesting. Um, yeah, I thought it was a cool track. It's kind of got a couple changes in it. Michael does a great solo, but you know, kind of, I guess. Well, I think the chorus is really solid on it too. That's probably one of the better choruses on the album, I would say. Um, yeah, it kind of keeps your attention. I mean, it's a longer track, like 5 minutes and 20 seconds, but yeah, I think it was pretty solid for what it is. So yeah, we'll get into track 3, which is one of my favorites. Which is why I named myself Logan to the Limit. Push to the limit. I love that song, man.
Logan to the
That-
limit.
Yeah. See, that one to me, that feels like something that could have started the record a little bit better to me. It's just like hard driving, hard rock kind of thing going on, which, you know, I love the lyrics in it too, because Phil's starting to become an older guy and he's talking about like his doctor telling him not to fight and stuff. And it's pretty
Now,
funny.
He's
Yeah.
78 now, or I think 77, so he could re-record this with different lyrics.
Yeah, I can't remember. Man, I should have looked it up. See if I can find it real quick.
That's
I
funny.
know he said something about I know it isn't right for a man my age to fight.
See,
Yeah.
like,
Can't remember what. Yeah,
That's
that's pretty
what-
funny. Man.
that's what Doctor was about. Come on, about going to the doctor.
Let's see if I can find the chorus real quick.
Even Doctor isn't that kind of about getting old too? Like he's writing these songs about getting old.
Yeah.
And he's like in his 20s in that. Like,
yeah. So the chorus of "Push to the Limits." My doctor says it ain't right for a man my age to fight. He says put out the light. He don't get it. He ain't in it. I'm pushed to the limit.
What is he, a rapper? It's like rapping.
But yeah, that's cool. I love that's like a hard driving, hard rock song. You know. That one really. There's this song and another one later on that really remind me of 70s UFO the most. I could see that being on any of the early albums, you know.
Yes.
And yeah, it's short and sweet and great hard rock song, man. It's always been one of my favorites. Which takes us to the 4th track, "Stopped by the Bullet," parentheses, "of Love."
Yeah.
Which this one, when I first started listening to this album, I wasn't ever really too crazy about it. But it started to grow on me this week when we started talking about doing this. You know, it's kind of more of an acoustic thing going on, which kind of like how Venus was. But this one's kind of got like underlying acoustic textures and stuff, which I think you guys talked about it a little bit. I don't know if Michael's doing all that or Paul's doing some of it, or who knows, I guess, right? But probably a little bit of both. Yeah, it's got like a catchy chorus, I thought. Probably not one of the standouts for me, but yeah, I think it's a solid tune from the album. So then that gets to the other one I really like a lot on this one, "Darker Days." I love that song, man. That's got like a heavy, and I think me and Sydney were talking about this album this week. I said I think one of these songs kind of has like a Natural Thing riff going on. That kind of reminds me of Natural Thing a little bit with its like the hammer on riff kind of thing going on, which I thought was pretty cool. I always liked that song. It's a little bit longer, kind of more of an epic feel, I guess you could say. And of course, Phil says "Walk on Water" in one of the verses of that song, so that's like probably where the name of the album came from, which is pretty cool. And yeah, this one's kind of got like that darker verse, and then the chorus is kind of lighter, you know. It's kind of got light and shade thing going on, which I thought was pretty cool. And yeah, I love Michael's solo on that one. That one's really good. He's got a nice tone, and like usual, you know. I mean, you can't really complain about him too much.
No.
Just certain songs, you know. It just depends on what you like, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's track 5. So I'll get to "Running on Empty," which is not the Jackson Browne song.
I said the same thing.
Yeah, that one's funny too, man. I love the lyrics in that one because Phil's Phil's kind of talking about married life and how he's not a big fan of it around this time, but he did get married though, not long, 2006 or so, I think it was, because I looked it up.
Logan's
But,
a Phil Moog expert here. He knows all about his love life.
I love his lyrics though,
Yeah.
Let's read some of them. So he sings White Sails and Songbirds, Warm Candlelight. I don't want Disney. I want to rock all night.
What?
Yeah.
The hell
like,
that
And
Yeah.
isn't there somebody that he says he just wants them to lick his lollipop or something?
What?
Well,
What?
I thought he said something like that too, Danny.
Yeah.
He says, I need to tango. I got to rock. I want a little couch dancer
Oh
who
God!
can stop my clock. Stop my clock.
You know what he wanted to say?
Sounds like
Yeah, right.
Yeah. You know what he wanted to say, but he's just like, no, I'll say clock instead. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty funny, man. All these.
Yeah.
He's got like all those words about kind of married life and things. So it's kind of a funny song.
Funny wordplay, right? He was always doing that. Yeah.
Phil's a great. Yeah, he's one of my favorite lyricists. I mean, I love Phil Lynott probably the most, and Bon Scott obviously.
Okay.
But Phil would be pretty close too, man. He's got a lot of funny lyrics.
Logan likes his sexual lyrics, apparently.
That one's pretty funny, man. I can't lie. And the whole song called "Running on Empty." I wonder what he's talking about. Huh?
Oh God!
A man like you ought not to be reading those kind of lyrics.
Yeah, does your mom know about this, Logan?
It gets you excited.
She listening? Oh my God! Yeah.
She probably is.
Logan's favorite movie is Wizard of Oz because it's the lollipop. What was it? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Logan's the lollipop man. No, I'm kidding.
Lollipop Kids or whatever.
But yeah, I love that song, man. That's another
Lollipop Guild. Yes, sorry.
Yeah, Lollipop Guild. That's what it is.
That's Logan. That's Logan's band name, the Lollipop Guild.
All right. Let's get back. All right.
Let's get to Knock Knock.
Well, I like Running on Empty quite a bit.
Okay.
So like the music wise, all the changes in it. And I think I heard Christina talk about Spanish guitar. I think that's the song she was talking about. Because there's a little break in it where they do, it kind of comes out of nowhere too. It's like nothing to do with the song really. I thought it was pretty cool. It kind of reminded me, you guys I know some of you guys probably know Floyd, High Hopes. They had like a part in High Hopes that kind of sounds like that too, which it kind of reminded me of that. And it was around the same time too. So
I like that song.
Yes. Yeah. That's in the middle of the song. Yes. That is Spanish sounding guitar, Christina.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Definitely.
So we solved the mystery. We got it. All right.
The mystery of the Spanish guitar.
But yeah, so I heard you guys praising Knock Knock a little bit. I'm not going to say I don't like the song, but it's just one, when I listen to this album, I don't really remember it much. You know what I mean? Just kind of, but it's kind of in the same vein of like Push to the Limit and Darker Days. It's more of a hard rock tune, kind of like what Sydney said, kind of AC/DC flavor. I thought it was a good tune though. It's the only song Pete Way gets a co-write on, by the way, too. So thought that was kind of interesting to note. I don't really know how much he got. I think he got quite a bit like contributions in the 70s, but I'm not entirely sure. So just kind of interesting that he only got the one on here, but. Yeah, it's got a pretty catchy chorus, and I like Schenker solo, like you guys were talking about. So, I guess that catches me up,
Yep. Cool. So then we get to Dreaming of Summer. So, Brian.
Yeah, this is the second song I picked off it, and I know I had to sit through the whole record to find something that I really liked, but these last two songs, I really, really like these. I wish they were on the first side. I'd probably have a little bit more appreciation for the first side if they were on the back side, right? But I thought it was a really fun rhythm rocker. It's got a really cool chorus. I really like the lyrics on it, and it's got like cool little noises. Like it's not so much the soloing or anything. He's doing all these little backed out noises in the background, and I don't know what they call it, intonation, whatever they call it. But, I thought it was good. So that's like the second. That's my number 2 off the album.
Cool. Christina.
That's my number 2 too. I thought it was the best ballad they did since Love to Love.
Oh wow.
strong emotional vocals, lyrics. They explore self-doubt. Heroes don't fade away. They're forever. Driving bass. That was a bass I really liked in that. And the soaring guitar solo. The keys create a dreamy but powerful feel, kind of.
Mm.
And I just got them in time. I'll be right back.
It's your air conditioner person, right?
Yes, yes.
All right. All right. Cool. All right. She's dreaming of summer. She's getting the AC. There you go.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Well,
Perfect timing.
this one completely. I didn't see it. I skipped it. So I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Just skipped it somehow.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Well,
Oh, you didn't.
you know, Dan, there's so many different versions of this. I mean, I could understand missing something, or you know.
Well, I guess it was. I wanted to do Lights Out and Doctor.
You're just like, oh, let's go to the
you're
next
ready,
one.
you're ready to get to that. He's like, yep.
I didn't. Yeah, I just missed it. Sorry.
Okay. Hitting 30 degrees Celsius this week, so that's like 90, I think, in Fahrenheit.
Well, that's hot. Yeah.
That's summer.
Yeah, and it was like 3 degrees Fahrenheit just the other day. Now we're going up to like 9. It's just
Wow.
Or not 3 degrees Fahrenheit. That would be cold. Wait. Yeah, I don't know what I'm saying. Anyways, no, it'd be warmer. What am I saying? Yeah, not 3 degrees Fahrenheit. It was 3 degrees Celsius, so probably like 40s. So it's going from like 40s to like 90s within a couple days. Yeah.
That's
Anyways.
great. Yeah.
Yeah. So Logan, dreaming of summer.
All right. Dreaming of Summer, yeah, this is the longest song on the album. It's kind of like a epic feel kind of track for the band. I see what Christina was talking about with Love to Love. There's a lot of like similarities between the two tracks, really. Michael kind of does that guitar chug with the E chord that he does in Love to Love in the verses. You know, that dun 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 dun. He's doing that on this track too. So there's a little kind of similarities there. It's kind of like Knock Knock. These last two tunes for me, I don't know. Maybe I just didn't spend enough time with them. It just kind of comes and goes in a way. But I don't think it's a bad track because there's a lot of like I know there's a lot of intermixing between acoustic and electric parts on that song, which I thought was cool. You know, I like it on the earlier tracks on the album. And yeah, I think Michael does a great solo about, I think it's like 5.5 minutes into it, which, you know, it's kind of structured a lot like Love to Love. So I'm sure that's what they were kind of trying to go for with that track, you know? Yeah, I think it's a nice, you know, if they didn't have the bonus, the re-recording things and the Japan thing, if that was the end of the album, that would be a fine way to end it, really, you know? It's kind of a slower song to end on, but, you know, it's still got some up-tempo parts, and Phil does some great lyrics. Not about women this time, sorry. But
about summer. Maybe Summer's a girl. So he's dreaming about
oh, well, yeah, who knows?
About a stripper named Summer, yeah. Oh.
But yeah.
Oh, God. Yeah, so people are bringing up the Love to Love thing. I actually put, this one almost sounds like a rewrite of Love to Love for me off of Lights Out. Just not as memorable as Love to Love, because that's a great song.
Oh, yeah, no, this is nowhere near that.
Again, Michael soloing is what stands out on this one for me. The rest of it just seems like too much of a rewrite of Love to Love. It's just, I get why they're doing that, because it was a pretty big song for them. Like, Michael's always played that live. I got to see that perform live, and it was awesome. I don't think he touched anything off of this album, like when I saw him, so...
Yeah, I wonder if UFO really played any of this stuff like after.
Well, there was no tour for this album. I mean, well, they did do a tour. That's not true. They did do a tour, so they would have played stuff from this. But
yeah, there's video of it on YouTube.
Yes, there's a tour. They just didn't have. There's no live album from here, which they probably would have done. But I guess he left after the tour was over and wanted to do solo stuff again.
Yeah, I think I read he was starting to like have tensions again already. Yeah. Like even before the tour started, and by the time the tour started, he was kind of fed up with it again, which is that a shocker to anybody who's been watching this show?
Which is funny, because once you listen to the whole thing that we're going to play, it's kind of funny to listen to it now knowing the history of what happened. But yeah, right, so that's sort of the end of the album, not really. It's there because that's the end of an album of new material. So they went and re-recorded Lights Out and Doctor Doctor. So they're called like Lights Out 95 and Doctor Doctor 95. They're sort of different. But yeah. So Brian, what's your thoughts on this version of Lights Out?
It didn't need to be done. It was already done to perfection in the 70s. It was already done. It was already perfect. I don't like it when he goes back in and tries to do things and he changes the solos. Like I said before in another episode, he just rips the heart right out of the feel of the song and when he does these things. And this is just another example of that. I don't think you can top that original because I think that song is just absolutely blazing perfect. And then this is just an updated version of it with new equipment. But I don't think it needed to be on here. I'd rather have two other songs, but I guess if this is the first UFO album that you bought, for a younger kid, you know what I mean? Maybe you didn't hear about him in the 70s or whatever. I can understand why this would be on there, but it's just filler for me.
Yeah, I don't know what they're not going to have a hit again with updated versions, right? It's just I don't know.
Yeah, not 95, right?
No.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, wait for Christina to come. Well, when she's back. So yeah, Danny, what's your thoughts on? Well, Brian's gonna hate me when I get to this. Danny, what's your thoughts on Lights Out?
Well, Lights Out, the original is probably
favorite UFO.
My very favorite UFO song.
It's my favorite.
It's right there. I love that tune. The new recording is beefier than the original. I like Michael's tone better than the original, but and he does a lot of the same licks that are on the original, but it doesn't have the fire that the original does. It doesn't have the feel, the fire, the chutzpah. It's just it's a great sound in his soul. The chords sound amazing. The solo, a lot of the notes are there, and they sound the tone is really cool, but it just doesn't have the magic the first one.
I mean,
he did change a few things in the solo, Brian, especially the second one, and it wasn't as good.
Okay.
There's some flubs that he made that they were left there, which is cool. I mean, I don't mind a flub, but this is Michael Schenker. This is not some guy that just grabbed out of a nightclub and told me you have only one take.
Yeah.
He could have fixed that, but he didn't. But I guess I love it because it's one of my favorite all-time tunes. Do I love this version? I don't think I do.
Okay, Logan.
All right. So so Doctor, the number one. Are we talking about Lights Out?
No, Lights Out. Lights Out.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I thought that was a pretty cool version of Lights Out. Really, I mean, I like how it starts with the, it doesn't start with the main riff. Like Michael turns his gain up, and you hear the kind of the distortion and everything building up, and then the song comes in. I thought that was a pretty cool way to do it. I did read like both of these tracks were kind of like the way they were playing them live, so I don't know if that was a reason to re-record it, but and there is subtle differences, like Danny was saying, in the fills, certain things Michael does,
I wonder if these were live in the studio. Now that you say that, like, I wonder if they just went in the studio, did it in one take live, and just did it.
They were.
I could see that being, that would make sense.
It sounds live. It almost sounds like, it doesn't sound like a studio recording.
No,
it sounds almost live.
It sounds pretty raw too.
Hey, mofos.
Yeah. But yeah, I like it, man. I thought it was a good version, Does it touch the original? I wouldn't say, I mean, but how I am with a lot of these re-recording things that bands do. I'm not really the biggest fan of it. I mean, it's interesting to hear it once, but do you ever really go back to it? Like if I ever listen to Walk on Water again, I don't know if I'd ever play these other two. I mean, it's cool to listen to them, but just kind of there for me. But it's solid. It's Lights Out, right?
Yeah. All right. So I hate to call this my favorite song on the album, as it's obviously just a re-recording of the classic song. Yeah, again, I don't usually like when bands re-record their own songs. They never really add anything new to the original. Neither does
Right,
this
yeah.
really, for the most part, aside from like
Right.
the thing at the beginning. But again, Danny, I put sounds a bit beefier,
Yeah.
which suits a song like this. I don't know. Oh man, you guys are gonna. I honestly think I prefer it over the original because of the beefier sound.
Okay.
But cool, man. Yeah.
Just a really well recorded version and an already great song. I kind of like the beefier tone to it, but
Yeah.
maybe it
It's
sounds
probably it's definitely heavier. I think you guys are right.
Yeah, I love the beefier sound.
maybe on the remastered version of the original, maybe it does have a beefier sound with more like a remastered production. I don't know, but yeah, for me, I don't know. Yeah, I think
Well,
it's a great song.
That's kind of a cool thing too, though, right? That this is the
Yeah.
lineup that recorded this song, and
Yeah.
I mean, it still sounds awesome, you know.
Yeah.
And it's how many years down the line? 15.
Yeah.
It may not have worked as
So-
well if it was a different lineup doing it, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
They
Exactly.
had like a different singer or something, and it's just like, well, it's like, yeah. Uh-oh. So your mom's here. Don't say anything like you were saying earlier, Logan.
Uh-oh. Don't look up the lyrics to Running on Empty, Mom. I'm telling you. Don't do it.
Hey, she's the one that requested that Hailstorm song with the
song, yeah.
yeah.
Where do you think I
into
get
that.
it from? Where do you think I get it from?
All right. So, Christina, your thoughts on Lights Out? We didn't actually go through any other songs. So, what's your thought on this version of Lights Out?
Faster. I thought it was faster.
Seems a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
probably.
Did he have some different guitar work in there too? Added in there a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. Yeah.
The solo was changed a little bit, yeah.
Okay, and the high gain riffs and fast drumming and the driving bass line. I kind of liked it a little better too faster. I did. And enjoyed
He
it.
was watching.
Yes, I was. I heard you.
Cool. So we'll go to Doctor Doctor now, which basically closes off the album. So yeah, what's your thoughts on Doctor Doctor, Brian?
I love this song. It wasn't needed. I just put original is always better, right? I don't know, why would you touch songs that are already perfect classics? I don't understand that, but
Yeah, you're not-
like I said,
Suspicion these two songs are on there to help sell the album.
Probably.
maybe go
Yeah,
back.
that's true.
Yeah.
Especially maybe for like fans that are like younger, right? It's like these are our hit songs, so
Yes.
here's a new version of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it would be pointless if they just threw the originals from the 70s on there. That would be even more pointless. It wouldn't make sense because they don't sound anything like everything.
Right.
I think that's when a lot of people were getting into them too. Was like the middle of the '90s because they started having documentaries about Strangers in the Night and
They're not
Joe
the
Elliott
only
talking about
yeah.
them, and yeah.
They're not the
So-
only band that did this. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but I've got albums that there's like the last two songs are like re-recordings of
all the remastered
classic songs.
all the remastered Budgie albums I have, I think they like do that, or maybe it's Sabotage. There's
Are they?
a band that
Okay.
does that. Yeah.
Easy answer, yeah, exactly. To sell an album that will probably not sell. It's just, that's the
Whitesnake
problem.
did
They're
that with the
in Japan
1987
only,
album.
so it's yeah. Did they with the
They
Yeah,
okay?
Whitesnake,
changed
right?
all the
Yeah.
solos.
So
I don't know why.
Christina, you're gonna give Doctor Doctor some love, but yeah.
Well, yeah, I thought it was the same thing. It was faster, better produced. But I have to say that it had more depth, but I like the original. I don't know, maybe because that was my favorite. I really love that song. That's one of my favorite songs.
Okay.
Lights Out is good too, but I tend to like Doctor Doctor just a little bit more.
Okay. Danny.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let me look at my notes. Very cool on this version, really moody. Once again, Michael's tone is much beefier than the original. There are a few new licks sprinkled in here and there also.
Mention that.
Great song, another killer tune. I had a better feeling for this than
Lights Out.
I did for Lights. Yeah, I didn't think they improved anything, but he sprinkled in a few very tasty licks here and there, and I didn't think it enhanced anything. I just like the beefier sound. I think I would prefer this one over the original.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me because you picked that as your favorite song for when we did Phenomenon. So I'm surprised.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, I like the beefier sound.
Okay. Cool. Logan to the Limit. Your thoughts on this?
Logan
Doctor
to the
Doctor
Limit.
1995 is what they called it.
Yeah. 95 Doctor Doctor. Thought it was pretty cool, you know. Another cool version of an older tune, kind of like Lights Out.
Yeah.
You know, not really anything crazy different, you know, Michael doing some different fills again, like we were talking about. But yeah, I just kind of repeat, you know, sound like a broken record, but I think it's cool that this band, you know, who recorded this album, well, Phenomenon, way, you know, in the 70s, and they're putting out this version of the song, and it sounds just, you know, I'd say just as good as the original, really, you know, kind of like how Lights Out is, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like it. I don't think I'd say I like it more, but it's like right there with it, you know. I think it's a solid version, you know, for what they do with it.
Yeah.
It's not really anything too different, so. Yeah,
I'm
it's
wondering
fun.
if it's also like a favor to the singer, so he doesn't have to hit those really high notes on these, you know, like
Oh,
from
could
the
be, yeah.
70s.
And like I was saying, Brian, Phil was kind of starting to, you know, get in his
Yeah.
later period too.
Yep.
So could have
Yeah,
something to do with that. Yeah.
maybe that's why. Right.
Yeah. I got an
I don't know.
interesting thought on that before I talk about it. It's interesting. Iron Maiden recorded a cover of this and released this.
Yeah.
Okay, so they recorded it between August 94 and August 95, so that's kind of interesting. It almost kind of reminds me of the version that Maiden did, which is kind of strange. But it was Maiden recorded it, that was with Blaze Bayley on vocals. It was recorded as a B-side and released as a bonus track on the 1996 single. So it does actually predate the Maiden. So I was thinking maybe that they trying to go with how Maiden did it, but that actually came out before. Maybe Maiden heard this version and were like, let's do it like this, because that's kind of what it reminds me of in a way. But
that probably boosted them up a lot too, right? Because Maiden used to always come out to that song right before they would play. So
So
that would make sense. I could see that.
I think this one the biggest difference in this one is the intro. This one starts off different than the intro of the original because this one's got like the cool like piano added and the guitars being a little bit more up front in the intro. I thought it was cool that they changed the intro on this. Then for me, I prefer the original. Kind of loses the bluesy feel of the original for me with the beefier production. I think I like that like Lester produced the bluesy feel of the original song. But yeah, again, still a great version. They didn't butcher it or anything. It's still a great version of the song. But it fits the sound of the album, so I guess, yeah, you're not going to use that same production style on an album like that. It would stick out too much, right? If you still use that 70s sound if you did that. Of course, it's going to have that beefier production that this has. So, yeah, still a great version of the song. So we'll go around. You want to give ratings? We got lots of time. Say what your favorite song is off of this and give it a rating out of 10. Brian.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick Knock Knock, and I'm gonna give the album just because of the production alone, which I thought was really good. I'm gonna give it like a 7.
Okay.
Not bad.
Cool. Christina.
Mine was the pushed one, the push to the limit, and the summer.
Dreaming of Summer. Okay.
Dreaming of Summer. They were my two favorite, and if I had to give it a rating, I don't know, 8 out of 10.
Wow, okay. Here's where I get kicked off my own show, but we'll get Danny. Danny.
Well, I like. I think I'm going to go with. It's a toss-up between Darker Days and Knock Knock. I think I'm going to go. It's a coin toss. Darker Days #1 and Knock Knock #2. And I would rate the album an 8.
Cool. Logan.
I'm going to give you 3 songs, all right? And what you probably know.
I'll give you 10 songs. No,
I'll give you 11. I'm going to say Message for Japan.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, I'll say, okay, so Push to the Limit, great song. Darker Days, and I think I'd probably go Self-Made Man for my third one. I like that one quite a bit. Those are my 3 favorites from the album. And
cool.
yeah, kind of, overall thoughts for me. But Dan's talking about Generation Swine again. Watch out.
don't
But,
listen to that album. Yeah,
But my overall thoughts for it, I really enjoy it. You know, it's
Okay.
it's an album. When I was getting into UFO, I never really listened to, but you know, a little bit later, I started getting into it and really enjoying what was on here. You know, I thought it was a pretty solid reunion album because a lot of these, you know, older bands, they come back and sometimes it's not the best thing in the world. You know,
Yeah.
the only other one I really like quite a bit is Perfect Strangers by Deep Purple. I love that album.
Well, yeah, that's
Yeah.
But they did that when they were still really young, right? It's not you're not talking about like in the '90s or something, right? Yeah.
No, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess Deep Purple's been around so long, you could probably do a reunion album every.
It's crazy because Perfect Strangers is what, 84?
Yeah, 84.
So you think, oh, that's late in their careers because they've been around since like the 60s.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, this one's pretty solid. I think, you know, Walk on Water. I think I'd be okay giving it a 7. You know.
Okay.
Because there's certain things I'm not crazy about, and you know, it's nowhere near my love for the '70s album. You know.
Yeah.
But I think for what it is as a reunion album, it's pretty solid. You know. So.
Cool. Yeah. So overall, I don't think it's not a terrible album. A few really good songs, a few okay songs for me. Favorite song? I think I kind of already did. I say what my favorite? I think I said Knock Knock.
Yeah,
I said probably my favorite. Probably go Knock Knock and Push to the Limit would be my 2. I mean, my 2 favorite would be Lights Out, Doctor Doctor, if I'm being honest. But like, they're gonna pick the re-recordings of the old. Like, if we're not including those, then yes. But yeah. So those would be my 2 favorites of the newer stuff: Push to the Limit and Knock Knock. I'm at like 6.5 to 7 on it. Like, I don't know. To me, this is where Brian's gonna be like, "Come on, it's not that bad." It just kind of almost has, and I rarely talk production, but to me, I almost hear like the production style and the sound of Contraband. But the songs are there because they're not covers and all that stuff. It's almost like sounds like Contraband musically, the style, but just the songs are there. The songs are a lot better than what's on Contraband. So I'm not saying they sound like, they're not. Yeah, Contraband's way worse than this, but Contraband is great. See, look, Dan's in the chat. Contraband is great.
Dan, you need to make a video about defending Contraband.
Yeah, Dan loves his Contraband. Yeah.
Intimate outrage.
Hey, that's one of the better songs on the album.
Probably, it's probably.
It'd be funny if they covered that. And again, all those songs actually probably could have been on this album too. Actually, the Contraband songs, they maybe would have been better with UFO doing it. I don't know. Like, yeah. Anyways, so the album actually ends. The Japanese version, obviously, they didn't include it on the international one because that would be kind of weird. So on the Japanese version, they included this thing called "Message for Japan," which he also did on Macaulay Schenker, one of the acoustic albums actually. But I couldn't actually. I couldn't find audio of that at all, so I never got to hear what. There's parts of it, but this one is actually there. It's there on YouTube to listen to. Message for Japan. So I figured we're not going to sit there talking about what they're saying in the interview. That's kind of silly. I mean, but
oh man, I had my Andy Parker part wrote down. Come on.
Do you want to, guys? I'm actually going to play it for people to listen to. It's just like the 6-minute thing of each band member thanking their Japanese fans or whatever. Do you guys want to talk about that at all before I play it? Would you anything to say before I play it?
I think Andy Parker is the most underrated vocalist in UFO.
Oh my god!
There you go.
Andy's on there for 2 seconds, and it sounds he sounds like he's got some bad connection or something. Because he's like, "This is Andy." Yeah. Hello, everybody. Thanks for listening to our new album. I'll see you later. It's like, okay.
He's 2 seconds.
It's 2 seconds. I'm just the drummer. No, I'm kidding. All right. So, yeah, anyone else have any thoughts on it? No, just going to play it. And it's for everyone to hear it in case they haven't heard this. All right. Yeah, this is Message from Japan. This is the best song on the album. No, I'm kidding. Message for Japan. So, yeah. Yeah, so it starts off with Michael and then goes to the other band members. So yeah.
Thank you for buying my record.
We'll recreate it. All right.
Hi, this is Michael. I hope you're all doing great. Here it is, the new UFO record, Walk on Water. It really is a miracle that this record finally happened. I'm glad to have been recording with this lineup once again. I'm also glad that the recording has been successfully completed. I'm very happy with the result. I feel we continued where we left off with Strangers in the Night. Ron Neverson, his assistant, and everybody in the band did a great job. I'm already looking forward to recording the next album. And I'm also very much looking forward to be back in Japan very soon to do concerts. Until then, keep on rocking. I hope you enjoy the record.
Liar.
Still rocking.
Hi, this is Phil from the band. Well, this is our new opus for 95. They
Opus?
said we'd never get it together again. Still, what do they know, whoever they are?
That's part
We
made me laugh.
started work writing on this on about the 22nd of December 94 or thereabouts. And we didn't stop for Christmas Day, New Year's, and like sort of no time to lose. And we more or less finished in March of 95. Well, I guess you're listening to it right now, so I hope the fruits of our labour are being well received.
Hold on. Well, let me pause it for a sec. Doesn't he sound almost checked out, though? His tone of voice just kind of seems like this isn't going to last kind of thing. I don't know. This is tone of voice.
Like they put him on the spot. You're gonna record this, and then you're gonna go.
Hi, this is Phil from the band. It's like
This is the first stroke of our new brush since reuniting and rediscovering one another again. Praise. Strange, but very little has changed. We're still as hungry and
we still don't get
as ever.
along. No.
And we have great expectations of whipping you senseless with this, our first new record
Whipping
in
you
this new
senseless.
chapter. Well, you've heard it on disc or cassette. You'll have to catch it live, bone-crushing 3D Technicolor this summer in a town near or where you live. Remember, you heard it here first anyway. Please enjoy, and we'll be seeing you soon, Playmates.
Playmates? What?
Hi there, everybody in Japan. This
They
is
did
Pete
release
Way,
the record.
bass
You
player
can buy it
for
for
UFO,
$40.
and I'm sitting here at Rambo Studios in Los Angeles, and I want to tell you how much I've enjoyed recording our new album, Walk on Water, and how enjoyable it is. Just I've been listening back to some of the mixes, and it's getting my hairs coming up on my arms with the thrill of the whole thing. We've been over here in LA for about 3 to 4 months recording the album, and it's always been enjoyable. In fact, it's been about 15 years, I think, since we made an album together. But with us guys, it feels like it was yesterday when we first started. I don't know if it's just making the album together that's a thrill, or the fact that we get on very, very well. We're all different people, but together we make a real great team. I'm looking forward to it for everybody to hear it in Japan, because I've got to tell you, it's an album which we feel we've got an ace up our sleeves. It's a British expression, which hopefully you'll understand. It's going to blow you away, because the guitar playing, the vocals, the drums and the sound, the way everybody's worked together, it's really been a thrill. And I certainly love thrills. Well, having said that, I'd like to say that
It's kind of funny.
once you've heard it, we really look forward to coming back to Japan and playing to you live, because not only have we got some great songs, as you know, from the back catalogue, as they call it. This album we wrote with the intention of being able to play it live, and so we certainly look forward to giving you a great show. Anyway, I'm going to say goodbye to you all, and hope you enjoy the sound from Ron and myself and the boys. All the best. Bye-bye.
What I like there, though, is how he was thanking everybody, but he didn't say anything about the bass, and he's the bass player. He just kind of said everybody did great. He didn't like pump his own tires and be like, "Oh, and my bass playing." Of course, he like completely forgot his own instrument. Just kind of like that. He kind of did that. He just kind of gave the other guys credit. But yeah,
We really love playing
Hi, this is
together.
Andy, talking to you all the way from England. Just want to let you know that I'm very excited about this UFO reunion and about the new album. And I'm looking forward greatly to coming to Japan and playing live in '95.
Hi, this is...
he doesn't even say bye. He just like cuts off. Like what?
Very quick album, actually. This is the fastest album I can remember making with UFO. Making with anybody, actually. Perhaps because there was no drugs or alcohol during the process of making the album.
that part's
Everybody was,
he says some funny
really
stuff.
well focused on what they were doing. In fact, during the course of making the album, I had to go back to London because my father had passed away, and when I got back I was amazed how much had been done. But to say it's been done quickly doesn't mean to say it isn't great, which it is. We've tried to keep the old feeling, the old atmosphere of UFO. I think that's what the fans in Japan are expecting to hear. But there's some newer stuff in there too, you know. It's definitely an album of the 90s. The miracle actually occurred in December 1993 when we went to Germany. But it took a long time to convince some people that it was a miracle. However, fortunately, thanks to Toro-san at Zero, who took the initiative, he gave us the opportunity to work the miracle. I don't know what makes this band function so well. You take away any one person and it's not quite the same. That's just the way it is. We already got a taste of that last June. With no new product in 14 or 15 years, it was really gratifying to find that so many people remembered the band. In fact, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the people in Japan, you know, for making us so welcome after all that time. Coming to Japan's always a pleasure for me. I think it's the best country in the world. That's my opinion. It's so clean. It's got a great culture, great food. People are very, very polite. The girls are real pretty. Great nightlife. Wonderful audience. Japan, Ichiban.
The Ichiban at the end. That's funny.
Hi, this is...
Oh, okay, not again. All
Whoa,
right.
Michael, whoa.
Michael came back. I enjoy
Michael's
listening.
coming
It's kind of funny. It makes me laugh. There's some funny moments with each of them, but Phil sounded checked out. I don't know, his tone of
cool
voice.
to hear that, you know, because you don't hear stuff like that anymore.
It's
on
weird.
Outward, you know?
Because you hear that, and then Michael left again after the tour. The fighting started again. They're talking about how well we get along again. It's just, and then it didn't last. But yeah, but then he rejoined a couple years later. Left. He kept in and out of this band for whatever reason, over and over again. I think it was more him and Phil kept clashing. But yeah.
Probably so, yeah.
Yeah, it's just funny with the whole all that more like serious stuff. No, the girls are really pretty. It's like, okay.
It's really clean.
And the girls are really pretty. So it's kind of funny. But yeah.
No, he's not very.
It's just kind of funny. But yeah. Anyways, so yeah, that's our UFO walk on water, as they would say it. Yeah, in England. Sadly, yeah, we have lost Pete Way and Paul Raymond. Actually, not too long apart. I think only like 8 or 9 months apart. I think it was Pete went first.
I was thinking like that.
Or was it Paul? I can't remember who passed away first. I think it was like in 2020, and then 20 late in 2019, and then early 2020. Yeah. So rest in peace to Pete Way and Paul Raymond. But yeah. So yeah, thanks everybody for watching. Well, yeah, Brian, Christina, Danny, and Logan keep doing this. So next week next episode in this series, I think will be Written in the Sand, I believe, which is a Michael Schenker group album. He assembled like an entirely new lineup again, different singer, different musicians on there. So that's what's coming up next. Because yeah, he kind of left UFO, did a few other things, then went back to UFO.
That album's the big 30 years old this year too.
What's funny? The 2 albums after Walk on Water for UFO both have Michael on them, but in between that, Michael was doing these other things, so it's not even like. So they basically, it's like they sat around just waiting for him to like finish his other band and then come back again almost. Yeah, it's like. But he had officially left, but just kept going back. It's just, yeah, it's really weird. I think he was, I think I pulled this up. Let's see. There's a list here of the years that Michael was actually in UFO. I had that. Let's see. Former members. There we go. Former, where's Michael? All right. Yeah, so Michael was in the band from the initial run from 73 to 78, 93 to 95, so that's this period, 97, 98, so he was back in there for another year, left in 98 again, 2000, so stayed there for the year 2000, left, then finally for the last time from 2002 to 2003, so it's kind of just like back and forth, like you're in and out of the band like a whole bunch of times. It's just kind of wild. But yeah, so there's all this just stuff in between the UFO albums, and it's a very confusing catalog. So yeah,
big time.
it was fun to talk about this though. Like again, I had never heard this album before going into this, so none of the stuff that we're going to talk about I've ever heard. So it's kind of interesting to do it from that frame of mind. Like it's not like albums that we've known for a long time, so you really got to listen to it and try to like.
We're out of the classics now. We're out of the classics.
Who knows? Honestly, again, there might be something. There's got to be something. Like there's so much stuff. There's got to be something that comes up that where you're like, this is like a classic, but a forgotten classic in his catalog. There's got to be some good, like really. I'm waiting for something to really wow me coming up. So I'm sure there'll be something. I did start listening to Written in the Sand, and honestly, I actually thought it was actually pretty good. So,
cool.
But yeah. So thanks everybody for watching. We'll be back in about an hour with Dan Chartrand. We'll be doing our A to Z series again, going through like deep cut, playing some deep cuts by some Canadian bands. We're on the letter J now. So yeah, thanks everybody for watching, and yeah, we'll be back in about an hour with another show. So yeah, thanks to Brian, Christina, Danny, and Logan for doing this. Always good panel to have for the series. So yeah, thanks everybody for watching, and yeah, we'll be back in about an hour. So yeah,